I always had all these wild dreams of what America would look like, and you think it's a joke in Trinidad. You kind of think the streets are paved with money. So I came here at 12 years old and started school and just kind of like realized it wasn't for me, to be honest, and dropped out of high school when I got my GED. Ended up getting into the music industry. Got my first artist signed to Atlantic Records as a manager. That was after doing music for free for a few years. Did a joint venture with Republic Records, and from there I was offered to be the senior vice president of A&R. That's where I grew up, born and raised in the hood. Trinidad was really rough, still is for a lot of people. I have a lot of friends that didn't make it to where I made it to, or even had a chance to, lost their lives, ended up in jail. I always looked at it as starting at -0. My dad was uneducated. My mom came to America to try to get us up here at one point. So I was left with my great-grandmother, who for a really long time, she was, the closest thing to my mom. And she got gangrene at one point, and they had to amputate both her legs. So that happened when I was maybe 10 years old. Didn't really understand it too much, but then we had to go live with another family member, my sister and I, because she couldn't take care of us anymore. My mom was still up here fighting to get us here. My dad was just trying to make ends meet, did everything he could for us. My mom would send money from time to time to help us with everything. Actually, that's one of my first memories of having a business. So my mom sent me a Super Nintendo when I was I can't remember exactly, 9 or 10 years old, but I was the only kid in the neighborhood with a Super Nintendo. And I was like, you know what, I can make some money off this. And I took my TV, put it outside, and started charging these kids, I think $1 or $1.50 per game. And at 10 years old, I was making like 20 to 40 bucks a day for like maybe a year straight. So I was the richest kid in the neighborhood. This may sound crazy, but growing up, the coolest, most successful guy was the drug dealer on the corner of my street, So that's why I'm so hell-bent on being myself and going back to my neighborhood and explaining to these kids that you do have a shot. And the drug dealer on the corner isn't cool. He's going to jail, or he might end up dead. Sometimes I think I'm successful, and sometimes I think I'm not. I'm very happy at the things I've accomplished, but I have so much ambition and so much wild dreams. Just being able to help my family, being able to help people, being able to look back at where I came from and see how far I've gotten in a positive way. So I think just beating the odds and having everything stacked against me, I think that is success to me. The American dream is the most amazing thing in the world, because the American dream comes in so many different forms. For me, even being here doing this interview is an American dream. A kid who dropped out of high school, never went to college. You could be a kid from Flatbush, a kid from Trinidad. You just have to do the right thing and work extremely hard at it. And I think a lot of people give up right before they cross that finish line. So I would say never give up, and make sure you keep going until you just can't go anymore, because sometimes you think you failed, but you didn't.